Why am I the only person who really likes Nightprowler? Like, I really love Nightprowler. Our fan club is accepting applications. Don't confuse the AC/DC song. Not much can really be said about Nightprowler's personality since the original Cheetor repaint was unreleased. Originally, it was meant to be part of a Walmart-exclusive Universe HorrorCon duo pack alongside a Black Waspinator repaint. Since then, and since there's no major ties to anything, the 2003 Nightprowler was lost. But as a shocker, with the Cheetor repaint in Kingdom, 19 years later, Nightprowler finally got his Walmart-exclusive figure in the Legacy line. Special thanks to TFA1024 for sending this. Well, what kind of cat could this be? Nightprowler transforms into a snow leopard as shown with the black spots all over the gray fur. It might seem too dark, but he's got to fit in with the HorrorCon somehow. Some of the yellow hinges show, but after Shadow Panther, it's not really a bother. The darker gray might seem weird, especially on the kitten mittens, but the original also had the dark gray additions. Not saying it's not weird, but it's not random either. The back legs are pretty limited, but the front legs can even spread as much as you need, and the paws use ball joints. Don't get fooled, the neck doesn't rotate, but the jaw opens to sing karaoke. No gut gun, but there's gut portholes. Without the tail, it's weird, but it's also weird you gotta plug it in the butthole. Yes, I said that. I mean, what else would you call it? Not a lot of colors or paint to spruce it up, but I might be on the fence. I feel like that kind of works. The original was meant for a Halloween theme, so it feels like he hides in the darkness or stalks in the dense, thick, haunting fog. Robot mode. Ha-cha-cha-cha! After a pretty simple and standard Cheetor transformation, I was glad to get the Cheetor mold before, but after doing it 2 or 3 times with other repaints, not counting Ravage or the improved Tigatron, it's really gotten stale. And so they painted it in dull gray. I know I complimented it, but I totally understand why I'm alone on this. That and the feet make it hard to stand. The knees have a limited bend for some reason, and he's pretty loose in places. Sometimes I'll move one part and another thing will flop around. The dark gray is better placed, and while the painted yellow is easy to spot, remember that fog thing? It's like a floodlight, so I'm still on board with it. Love the colors on the head. It's the typical Cheetor, but with a metallic face and green eyes. Did someone say, articulation? Ball jointed head, shoulders out and in forward, back rotation below, elbow bend, wrist rotation, waist rotation, hips out in forward, back rotation below, knee bend, foot forward, back and tilt. I've already mentioned the posability issues, but why does he have a waist flap that opens? It's already out of the way. Does he just like the exposure? If he needs shoes, at least you can port weaponizers in it. Let's take a look at the accessory. When they have no clue what to do with the tail, it's some sort of whip weapon. You can plug it with the peg or on the other end of the tail to get the blade. It sits a little too close to the body from the shape, and I really think he needed the gut gun. The more I think about it, the more I'm not impressed, but the mold wasn't really impressive to begin with. Still, this is a crazy, obscure character to do, more so than the Wave Mates and even some other unreleased figures referenced in the line. So for that, I'm happy to finally get a version of the character, even if it's not the original mold. I can't say I recommend him, but I do appreciate the fact it exists in any way, shape, or form. Special thanks to TFA1024 for sending this. What's new, pussycat?
Allspark TV. Now that's just prime.